Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tiger High School Team Teach for Wednesday, January 20th, 2021. Today we are going to read a book about Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We didn't have school on Monday because that was a holiday that we were all observing. So we are going to read this book that talks a little bit about who Martin Luther King was and why it is important to remember his work and why we have a national holiday to celebrate him and his life. Afterwards, we're going to read some questions and answer them. And so now we're going to get started. So pretend that it's Monday. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is here. Children and parents feed the hungry. They honor one brave man who risked his life to help others. It is Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
All right, what is Martin Luther King Jr. Day? This holiday celebrates the civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. He used peaceful protests to end discrimination. His work changed the world.
Who celebrates Martin Luther King Jr. Day? The United States celebrates equality for all people on this holiday. Some states call it Civil Rights Day or Equality Day.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day's beginnings. Americans did not always treat each other equally. Different races were segregated on buses. Segregated means they were kept apart. Starting in 1955, King led a bus boycott in Montgomery, Alabama. This helped end segregation.
King led the March on Washington in 1963. More than 200,000 people gathered to hear his speech, I Have a Dream. His protests brought new laws. These laws supported civil rights.
In 1968, King was shot and killed. Many people wanted a holiday to honor his life. President Ronald Reagan created a national holiday in 1983.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day takes place on the third Monday in January. It falls on or near King's birthday, which is January 15th.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day traditions. People volunteer in their communities on this day. They help the homeless and care for others in need. Some cities hold parades.
It is a day to honor equality. People remember Martin Luther King Jr.'s work for civil rights. They celebrate his life.
So that book was on the Epic Books website. If you would like a link to it, let us know and we can get it over to you. And now we're gonna go answer some questions about the book, and we're going to have Miss Chris and Reeve Stanley help us out with that. So, question number one, Mr. Reeve, what was our book about? Was it A, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, B, President's Day, or C, Constitution Day?
A.
A, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Good job, Reeve. That is the correct answer. Question two. Where did the book say Martin Luther King Jr. Day is celebrated? Do we celebrate it in A, France, B, Mexico, or C, the United States of America?
C.
Good job. Yep. It is an American holiday. but
American
it is
holiday.
also
American
celebrated
holiday.
around the world.
United States of America. Yep.
Martin Luther King Jr. started a boycott, which is a kind of protest, of what kind of vehicle? Did he lead a boycott of airplanes, a boycott of buses, or a boycott of trains?
B.
B, buses. Nice work. Yes, the Montgomery bus boycott. Did a lot of good work. Martin Luther King Jr. is known for giving a famous what? Did he give a famous speech? Did he give a famous gift? Or did he give a famous dinner?
A speech.
A speech, says Mr. Reeve, and he is right. Although I'm sure he also gave many good dinners too. Okay, Martin Luther King Jr. Day takes place in which month? Is it A, December, B, January, or C, February? And clue for those of you playing at home,
B.
the month we are currently in. What'd you say, Reeve?
B. January.
B, January? And you are correct. Good job.
And that's our last question.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Reeve, for helping us out with our questions, and thank you everybody else for participating. And if you want any more resources or links to Martin Luther King activities or lessons, please let us know. And thanks for coming.